everyone, welcome to my channel, Betty in Your Life. I have a different kind of video for y'all today. The company Olafus has reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to do a collaboration. So obviously I said yes. Olafus is a company who develops LED lights and speakers. They let me pick one of their products, and if you're interested in any of their products or checking them out after this video, I will put the links to their Amazon and their website in the description. The product that I picked is a solar powered motion sensor security light, and it also has a remote and it's waterproof. We will be showing you what it looks like, how it's installed, and I'll be giving my honest review on it today. Okay, so let's get this started. I'm going to start with unboxing. It's a part I'm no good at unboxing. Alright, so inside the box is another box. So here's what it'll look like, I guess. Do I have it upside down? Here's what it'll look like. There's the name of the company. And let's open this box up. It looks like this. There's the product. I hope y'all can see this. Alright, so it seems packaged pretty decent. There's the remote, the screws and all the hardware to mount it, the instructions, and the product. Oh, it opens up like this. Well, that's weird. Oh, I'm just learning about this thing too, y'all. I've never had nothing like this. So I'm assuming that it goes like this, and you can put those in any direction, which will come in handy for us. And this, I believe, is the motion sensor. And here's a cord, which I'm assuming will plug into the solar panel. Okay. It comes with this, which I'm sure has to do with mounting it. There's the solar panel, and here's the cord. It looks pretty long, and I'm going to just go ahead and say that these probably plug in together. But the next part of the video will be me showing y'all how it's getting installed, which will be installed by my husband because I'm no good at this stuff. See y'all in a minute. So we're back, y'all. I want to introduce y'all to my husband, Jack. And by the way, he has his own channel, Tentatious, if you're interested in automobile stuff. And what he's done, he's went through the instructions some, and he's getting ready to mount this part on the back of the light that goes against the building, I believe.
Alright, so what we're doing here is we actually have this little piece right here. First thing, mounts to the building, and the main housing actually has a screw hole that goes through. Now, one thing I've noticed is that it does come with this little foam stuff here, and there's really nothing in these instructions that I've seen that shows anything about foam. So what I'm going to do, it says that this has to kind of engage to the back of it. So I'm just taking the foam and putting on the back of it so that kind of presses it away from the building a little bit. That way it's got more of a chance of getting that last couple of screw threads when I mount it. So we're going to mount this to the building with these screws they supplied. We'll see if they're any good. Now, if you were to mount this for drywall, I don't know why you would use it inside, maybe in a building that's closed down or something, so you can see if you had to go in there. It does have these little anchors that you can screw in the wall, but since I have wood on the side of the building, I'm not even going to fool with these. It's really no point. But drywall, there you go, you're covered. Alright, now, one improvement I would suggest for this lot is to put a sideways tilt feature in the base, because we come from this direction over, and anybody trespassing would come from that direction because we've got a pool deck and a creek over here. So what I would recommend is they have swivel action, because if it had a swivel, I would actually mount it over here and swivel it forward. But since it doesn't, I'm just going to put it right on the front of my building. That way when we start walking across here, it'll sense us and we won't have to worry about tripping on anything. Alright, little tip here, where it's got that foam on the back, go ahead and start your screw in there. That way it won't fall out when you're trying to hang it up. Alright, so I'm going to just kind of eyeball this thing, get it fairly level, figure out exactly where I want it. That looks pretty good right there. Okay. Yeah. Got one in, we're going to level it up. Kind of eyeball it. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's not going to matter. This doesn't determine the leveling of your lot. Alright, and that's mounted on there. Now let's go to the next step of actually getting the lot and hanging it on this. Then after that, we'll go ahead and hang the solar panel. It came with this little foam ring too. Again, no clue what it's for, but I'm going to cut a couple little sections off here. The little trick I did with the screws up there, I'm actually going to do that and mount the solar panel. When you do mount the solar panel, make things easier on yourself. Hold this right here, keep the nut from falling out. That's a suggestion I would recommend. Make that a pressed nut instead of one that'll fall out. But unscrew this, that way you free up your access to the mount, and now we can go ahead and put the 2 screws to this and mount it to the building. I showed you screwing things to the building. We'll just show you what it looks like after we do it this time. Alright, on this next step, we're going to have to switch over to plain old screwdriver, because the bit for the drill won't fit in here. So we're just going to sit this up here, line it up with the hole in the center of this, put the screw in, and see if we're going to screw it in. So I have this tightened all the way down. There's 2 screws in there. Let's try the other one, see if it works any better. Alright, so now we have the shorter screw in here and everything seems to be pretty stable. I'm going to twist it around just a little bit, but we'll work with it, get it straight, and then we'll move to the next step. Alright, next is going to be the solar panel. So remember, when you get ready to hang this thing, make sure your finger's on this end and it stays there until you screw this back in. We actually placed it right under the light here, and the reason we did that is because this side of the house, the sun goes that way, this way, so this is actually an area that's kind of exposed to sunlight all day long. I'm not going to put it in the roof. I've installed satellite before. We used what was called Bishop's tape, but I'm going to tell you right now, even Bishop's tape will eventually leak. Okay, so don't put this on your roof. Put it somewhere on the side of the building, aimed at the sun. It's not going to make any difference between 2 feet, really, as long as you got your exposure to sunlight. So I just placed it right under it. We're going to go ahead and put this on here, and we'll adjust it to where it goes toward the sky. How far did I put that in? All right, as y'all see, this is right now, so it's got full exposure to the sun. The next thing to do, of course, take this. It does not include zip ties, which I'm going to talk about the credit card remote in a little bit. I would highly suggest that Olafus just give us a few zip ties instead of that remote to help tidy the job up. All right, so these little pins are offset so that you cannot plug this in the wrong way, and I like that a whole lot. And y'all notice there's a gasket right here, and we're just going to take this and line it up, and you actually have a screw down to keep it watertight. And I'll just put some more zip ties on this to hold it up where it needs to be, and yeah, we'll come back to you in a few minutes.
So I'm back, everybody. I just want to give my thoughts on how this looks. I think it looks good. It seems pretty good quality. The outer case of it is plastic, and you know, plastic don't rust, and it's supposed to be waterproof. Well, we really can't show you how it works that well until nighttime, so we will be showing you that tonight when it's dark.
Alright, so we're going to show you the pairing process for the remote that comes with this in just a moment, but I want to talk about a few extra parts you have in the package. So you've already seen the foam. You do get an extra nut just in case you lose that nut for the solar panel. You have 2 machine screws. This is the longer one. Take this one, throw it away. And just in case you use one of the screws to mount, you have an extra one here. And of course, there's these mounting anchors if you're going into drywall. Another thing we loved about this is it has, I think you'll have to ask her, or check the instructions, but like 16 feet of cord. Now, this is a wooden building, it's 1 story. Woohoo, okay? Now, some people have a lot of trees in the yard and things like that, and they can't get clearance. So if you have like a 2-story house and you have a lot of trees, it's very nice to be able to put that cord as high as possible so you can get that light. This remote control, you know, I do a lot of car stereo stuff, okay? Car stereos, RGBs, all kinds of stuff. This is a very, very, and I was just call it out for what it is, cheapy remote, okay? This takes a few cents to make. But there's a pairing process where this is very convoluted. You have to pair the outside lights and then the inside lights. There's no reason to not just have an app for this, okay? This is going to cost you money on shipping, packaging, whatever to make this, which obviously is going to get passed on to the consumer. Yeah, there's a cost for making an app, but then again, you can make the app for iOS, Google Play. Almost everybody has a phone at this point. And if you don't have one, I mean, somebody's got an old one they can give you just to control this. I mean, it's simple as that. But we're going to show you how to pair the remote and get these working properly. And like she said, we'll show you tonight how to actually use these in a real life situation. Alright, so there's a little clear plastic piece that comes in the bottom to keep the battery in contact. Make sure you pull that out before you even start this process or it won't work. This has a pairing process, so for network mode. Okay. It says M main, start to pair. Main. Okay. It says the main light walls waits to be paired and flashes fast. No. Try it again. Okay, maybe I should turn it on. Okay, maybe.
There it did. It flashed.
Okay, so apparently you have to turn this on first. It doesn't tell you that in instructions. So that's something I'm improving in instructions. Main. Okay, so it says the main one flashes, but all of them are flashing. Light accepts the command of the remote control will be used as the main light. A, auxiliary pairing. Press A. The auxiliary light waits to be paired. Y'all, I don't think this is quite explaining this in the instructions. I think that we have more than one. I don't think we have to do this, just to be honest. we kind of figured out here this networking function. I've not done any full-on research on it, but just from the way it's behaving, that seems to be something related to having more than one of these function off one remote control. Again, something that could have been handled by Bluetooth. Also, these instructions, you know, a lot of people are environmentally conscious, all that stuff. Could have been a QR code on box. Just a suggestion.
So y'all, we're outside. We've been trying to get this light to work. We haven't got it to work right yet. We're still trying. We're thinking we're going to have to move it because it's picking up the neighbor's lights and it won't come on and stay on. It's just blinking. So we're going to see what we can do. Get back with you in a little bit. Okay, y'all. He's going to put his hand over the photo sensor and show you. We're not sure what we're doing wrong, but we might get it figured out. I could put my hands over the photo sensor and the lights will come on. Not the solar panel, the photo sensor.
I was just showing both.
So I guess we'll be back when we get it figured out. I even watched a video on YouTube to see how this thing's supposed to work, and all it's doing is blinking. We walk by and it blinks like for 1 second. So I don't know if we did anything wrong. I don't know if it's defective, but for us it's not working.
I do want to say something with this in relation to what we talked about earlier. I mentioned the Bluetooth app. We definitely need you guys to put a Bluetooth app available in the App Store and in the Play Store. If you were to replace this with an app, we could actually go into the app and visually confirm those settings. Again, that's where I am going back to this credit card remote. This is something that you should not be using.
Okay, you all, we tried something different, and I'm going to walk by it now and see if it works. I'll flip my camera around so that y'all can see what it does. And if I'm doing something wrong, please let me know what I'm doing wrong. As you could see, it's just doing blinks at a time. And so I'm going to call this an epic fail. I'm not blaming the company. It could be something we did wrong, but it also could be a defective light. I don't know. So I'm going to try to do a little more research, and if we get it to work, I'll make a short video and let y'all know how it goes. See ya.